Hello, everyone, and welcome to our official launch of the Jersey Meets Soda podcast. We are your co-hosts here, Debbie and Jeni, and we're going to give you guys a quick, brief introduction on each of our backgrounds, and then we're going to talk about how we met and then what inspired us to do the podcast together and a little bit about um, what happened when we met and also we are going to talk about a little bit about our schedule and what topics we're going to be covering when that's coming out. So thank you for being patient and bearing with us. So I am Jersey Debbie. My friends call me Jersey Debbie because I'm a Jersey girl. You can't take the Jersey out of the girl, but you can take the girl out of Jersey. So, born and raised in New Jersey, I gotta have my latte every morning. They know me at Dunkin'. My name is written on this coffee. Sometimes I'll do Starbucks. I'll do cold brews in the non-winter months. Um, so born and raised in Jersey, like I said, I went to college on Long Island, so I'm an East Coast girl at heart. Um, and I was raised by a single mother, so definitely didn't have the easiest childhood. And then about 11 years ago, I got bitten by a tick and I got Lyme disease and I've definitely like recovered since. So I'll be talking a little bit about that as well. So I'm a chronic Lyme disease warrior and I'm a badass going back to the gym now. I got myself back up during COVID when I was down for the count, which I'll get into in another episode. But yeah, I am a bar and yoga enthusiast. I do bar classes about 5 times a week. Love reality TV. I'm a mom of two wild boys, 6 and 12. Um, yeah, love to go shopping and love like beauty and fashion tips and tricks as well, and to hang out with my girlfriends and all my friends, guys, girls, whoever. And so now I'm going to pass it over to Jeni for your background.
Perfect. Thanks. So I'm Jeni. I'm from Minnesota, hence the Jersey meets soda. So from the Midwest, moved out to Colorado with a girlfriend of mine and have kind of been stuck here ever since. I eventually would like to move warmer sooner than later. I also love to work out. If I'm not walking, if it's like too windy or cold here, I'm at the gym as well. Definitely love to travel. Travel is my favorite thing in the world. I love to snorkel. I love anything cruising, anything like that. I work with kids, and I'm a little homeschool assistant teacher right now. And I'm usually a professional nanny, but I have been giving that up because I started into the model and talent agency. So I'll talk a little bit more on that. And if anybody has any questions on like the process or blah, 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 I can help in that. I also love reality TV, love Survivor, love The Traitors, love most all reality TV. I can't really say. And we'll probably touch on that a little bit too. We'll also touch a little bit more on each other's lives. Oh, I have Raynaud. So my hands are always red because I have this weird symptom thing or syndrome thing. Don't even know how to say it correctly. So my hands are always red and cold. So I'm always like kind of keeping my hands like that. Another reason I got to get out of the state. But yeah, and then we can kind of talk about a little bit about how we met.
Yeah, great. And I also, just to mention, I do advertising sales for a living, so I've got the gift of gab. So, meant to mention that as well. So we can get into a little bit of our backgrounds and our causes as well. So, in terms of how we met, so I got into this crazy community called orgs. Yes, it's not an organization. Working in corporate America, I thought an org meant an organization. It is online reality games. So, Mama Kristen Parsons reached out to me one day, who I said, "Who's Kristen?" Reached out to me one day, on social media and said, I see you're a Survivor super fan. You like all these Survivor players on Instagram. You want to play a game online called Vanquish? It raises money for Give Kids the World, and it's kind of like being there, except you're not starving on an island. I said, great, sign me up. And I love giving back to kids' foundations as well, like kids' charities. That's amazing. So Jeni and I played. That was my first online reality game. And thanks, Kristen, I've been hooked onto other games ever since. Um,
Yeah.
And so I actually only made it to the first juror right at merge. And Jenny and I didn't really even get to talk in the game. We kind of just liked each other's vibe and talked over a hot second at merge before I was a casualty. And then she could talk about how
Yeah.
the game for her.
Yeah.
But then we just kept in touch ever since and talked 24/7 all the time ever since. So
Yes, yes. So that was my Vanquish was my second org. I had played Expedition Online, and then Kristen also reached out to me, and I was like, sure, I'm already hooked because I had already played the first one. And I'd made it like into the jury in the first one. I don't remember what my placement was anymore. And then ultimately I did win this second season of Vanquish or seventh season of Vanquish Treasure Island, but the second time I played, I did win. But yes, so Debbie and I, we were on separate tribes. And then when we had a tribe swap, we still never got to talk. And then merge, it was like a very brief, but it seemed like everybody was going for Debbie. And I was like, okay, I'm going for Debbie too. And so, but then afterwards, Debbie reached out to me and yeah, we basically started a conversation and then kind of talked every day until December, where we decided to go to what used to be called Hearts, now is Over the Edge, whatever it was called 2 years ago. And we decided to share a room and meet in person, and it has been such a wonderful, like, great friendship. And yeah, we had so much fun. Like, it felt like we've known each other forever. Yeah, so what do
yeah,
you
so
bring
yeah,
up on
so
that?
yeah, so to that December 2023, we decided to go to Hearts of Reality. We were excited AF. Um, and we wound up staying together.
Oh, we got to talk about when I first saw you.
Yes. Okay. So, first time actually meeting in person. So, like, you just know sometimes, I know it can be scary meeting people in person. I'm a people person. I don't care. I'll go wherever I've played live reality games, which you can talk about another time. I'll share beds with people. I don't care. I'll be on a plane and I'll meet people. I'm just extrovert. Like, we're both extroverts, but we
Yes.
felt like we already knew each other like sisters. We're like, yeah, let's share a room. Like, we're gonna get along in person, of course. So, I take a late flight. I get there at midnight, and of course, where's my suitcase? It's not there. And I'm like, finally, my suitcase is there. Okay. It's half open. I'm like, why is my suitcase not only last to come out of the oh my God.
Thingamabobby. Yeah, we know what
Yeah.
you mean.
And but I'm like, and it's like half open. So I unzip it and I'm like, oh my God, this looks like people took things out, even though they didn't. It was just air. I went to ask and they were like, well, I guess like TSA went through your suitcase. I'm like, why? I traveled from Jersey to Orlando, whatever. So I was a hot mess. I was like late. I'm like, where am I going? Am I going to the hotel? Jenny's like, come meet me at this bar. I'm like, I'm showing up with my big, huge, barely past the weight thing suitcase to meet not only Jenny for the first time, but Kristen Parsons, Abraham, and like Christina Corio and like people from Survivor. I'm like, great, I'll be lugging my suitcase. So I come fresh off the plane at like after midnight, like 12:30. I'm like, hey guys, let's get drinks. But like I had makeup on, like I looked normal, I guess. But I just had my big suitcase. So I went to this dive bar.
Yeah.
Then, before I even played a live game, we met people at this house called the Ascendant's House, and they were like, come. So
Come
we
on
shoved my
over.
suitcase in Kristen's car and went thereafter. So that was so cool. We had
That
so
was
much
so fun.
fun. And
Yes.
then, so then fast forward, kept in touch the whole year, but
Yep.
didn't meet in person again. Met in person again this past
Yes.
December 2024.
Yep.
Wound up also staying in different places at first, but also staying in the room and just being together the whole time. Hopping from like a house to the hotel, and or at least I did from
Yeah.
Airbnb to hotel. And pretty much we just had so much fun again, like hanging out with all the reality stars and Donathan and Geo and Dash and everyone we met. And but before that, when we first got there, we were hanging out with some org friends and we were just talking and laughing. Like we went in the pool, we talked about girl talk. We just got a bikini wax and I had my see-through cover up on and my bathing suit was still wet down there a little. TMI, but we're gonna talk about a lot of TMI. And my friend's like, let's go food shopping and pick up waters now. And I'm like, I just got a bikini wax. And we were like laughing about like, oh, I gotta dry that first before you go, because that's a wax. We know how that works. And our friends were just listening to us talk and laugh. Like, we can listen to you guys talk and laugh all day. Like, you guys are double trouble, like
Yep.
Showtime.
Coach.
So we're like, you know what? Let's just start a podcast.
Yes, they
And
kept telling us, they're like, you guys need a podcast or a
yeah,
talk show. We're like, we got to do this.
yeah. So we
Yep.
decided to start this on YouTube. It'll be on Spotify eventually.
Speaking
Also,
of reality, did you watch all the season 3 of The Traitors in the US one?
yeah.
It
So
was so good.
it was so good. So I have to say, I auditioned in person for Big Brother the season after Brittany and Enzo were on, and I met them in person. Loved Enzo, but I wasn't Brittany, like, sorry, but for some reason I kind of thought she was a little like snobby. But I will say she grew on me the season of the Traitors. I loved her and I loved her game, and I'm like, she's a spunky petite female like me. So I actually really liked her in Traitors. I thought she did a really good job. I just thought the end kind of like Danielle kind of killed it. I do think, okay, spoiler alert, if you guys haven't watched,
Yeah.
please
Yeah.
turn this off. But I think Carolyn, I love her. I feel like I play Traitors like her, silly old me. But
Yep.
I think it was a mistake of Danielle to go against her, and it was also a mistake of Carolyn not to just agree to have Brittany be
Yep.
on the train
Exactly.
with them.
Yes. See, and I think I would play more like Dylan, kind of that, I loved how 4 non-gamers made it to the end. That's
Yeah.
insane. Like that was impressive. What did you think of the end? Would you have brought all 4? Would you
Yes.
have thought that
So
was risky?
I loved the end, how 4 non-gamers won. I loved that. I think I would have brought all 4 because I think they were pretty confident that they were all faithfuls. I know Dylan and Gabby didn't trust each other at first, but I think at the end they trusted each other. And if you, like last season, if they caught a faithful, I feel like you'd feel bad. So I
Yes.
feel like they all just wanted to split the money. So, um, I feel like if they did say, vote someone out, it probably would have been Dylan
Yeah.
or Gabby, but I don't think Ivor or Dolores. So yeah, I think they did the right thing, even though 4 won the game. I think they did the right thing. They knew they had a feeling Brittany was a traitor.
Yeah.
Morgan. And it's so funny. It goes to show no matter how hard you play and prepare for these games, it can always be the non-gamers that win.
Exactly.
So I
Anybody
mean,
has a
shout out
chance.
to the housewife. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep. And what did you think of that helicopter one, that last mission? That was so cool. I would have loved that.
So I thought that was great. I thought it was scary. I would be really scared, like freaking
I
out like Gabby.
I would have
But
loved it, especially having somebody with me. I wouldn't want to have been RVR by
oh,
myself.
you would have loved it? I would have been.
Oh, I love thrill rides. I'm a thrill seeker. So,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
that would have been fine for me.
I do not like roller coasters. I would have been scared out of my mind. But yeah, I would have been scared. No upside down roller coasters for me. Inside joke there. Um, but yeah, so yeah. So we're gonna talk about that. We'll put out a schedule like within the next few weeks of us airing our episodes once a week and what the topics will be so that you can prepare if you want to call in or if you guys want to tune in or ask any questions. We want the audience to be a part of this as well. Yeah, so I think like unless you have anything else to say, Jenny, I feel like
think so. I think
okay.
we're good.
So I feel like that about wraps it up.
Yeah.
So we will put on our socials to follow us. We're a Jersey
Yes.
Meets Soda podcast
On YouTube.
on
Yep.
YouTube. We'll put the links on
Yep.
here. On well not send. We'll put the links on here on Instagram and on Facebook.
On
My
TikTok. Yep.
yeah, on TikTok, my personal Facebook and Instagram is Jersey Debbie on Instagram, Debbie Zeidner Goldberg on Facebook, um, and Debbie Z Goldberg on TikTok. Do you want to give yours?
I'm Jeni Ewe, JeniEweE on TikTok and Instagram. And then I'm Jenny Ewert Brocious on Facebook. So, yep, you can find us or Jersey Meets Soda podcast and find us that way too on all of those too. So
And we
we
have
have
an
that.
email if you eventually want to ask questions or
Yeah.
message us. So looking forward to connecting with you all soon.
Yes.
Signing
Thank
off.
you. Bye.
Bye.